Okay. Hi, this is Nick from Richmond Scientific. Just a quick overview of the PerkinElmer Spectrum RX1. So the first thing that we need to do is, this is the keypad on the front here. So what we'll do, we'll open the top up now. So to open the top of this device up, you'll find that here there is an Allen key and you need to undo that. So that's the first thing, to flip the lid. Once you flip the lid, there is a stay here which you can put down, which holds the top up there. Once the top is up, to switch it on, you push this button here, pull this up, and that switches it on. Most important areas are on here. This is the desiccant container holder here. This has desiccant. This must be changed on a regular basis within the bubble. And to unscrew this, just unscrew this, take it out. I can give you the details on colour indicating desiccant. This item here, where I'm pointing to here, this is a lockdown device, so you can lock down for travel the interferometer here. At the moment it's in the open position. We zoom in on these here. If it's moved, there's three of these, one here, one at the back, and one here. These need to be in the centre, and these lock down the optical bench, so that's really important for travel. So again, just to make sure that, just for the avoidance of doubt, when you travel, these three need to be locked down, one here, and one here. And the gimbal on the interferometer needs to be locked down here, and it's a 3/38 wrench that you use there. The other important area is this one, which is where the desiccant is held. Again, just a flat screwdriver opens it up. Make sure that you coat it with Vaseline around it to keep the moisture out. The very most important thing here is to keep an eye on this blue indicator here. Now this thing it's one of these. Now you can see that is humid and that is pink. If we dry it out, you'll see that it starts to turn blue. And hopefully you can see that colour change now. So at all times, the inside of the machine, there you go, you can see. The inside of the machine needs to be blue, which shows that the humidity, that it's dry within there. So that's very important. If these get damp into them, it can ruin them, so it's very important. You shouldn't need to remove the Perspex bubble. If you do, for whatever reason, buy yourself a cheap hairdryer and play it on this area here, which is where the beam splitter is. That's potassium bromide, it's hygroscopic, it doesn't like moisture, and it will break within a very short period of time if it's damp. So it's very important that it's kept dry. So if you do for any reason need to take the bubble off, please play a hairdryer over that to keep it dry. To open it, you flip these switches, these clips here. There are about 8 or 10 of these clips around. One there, 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 one here. The laser is situated here, which is at the back. That's the laser, that's the power supply. This is known as the sample compartment here. And if you just come round here, Sam, you should see the laser beam about the 10, 11 o'clock position there, you can see. And it should be a series of little dots that you're seeing. If it's fuzzy, then the beam splitter is on the way out. On the side here, you can see there is an opening there for an accessory, perhaps a microscope or whatever. Again, make sure that that's intact, make sure it's coated with Vaseline. And again, if you ever should remove this, make sure that you coat this area with Vaseline as well, so it's a nice snug fit. Okay, what we're now going to do is go onto the machine. So what we'll do is we'll start off, we'll switch it off, which we've just done. We'll pretend, that it's locked down. So if we get a wrench in there now, which is this one. Okay, so we've locked it down. This is the imperial wrench that you would need to use. You can see that this size here, this is a, gosh, my eyesight, this is a 535 it's not. It's a 3/16 long wrench, so that's the one that we need for here. Okay, so we've locked it down, we've opened it up again from the start. We'll now flip the lid. Here we go. Okay, so we flip the lid there. We don't need to put the stage in just yet. We'll switch it on. Ordinarily, if the lid was closed and you've no reason that you'd have to open it, you can simply switch it on. If we just have a look here, Sam, just on the side there's an on-off button here. Okay, so if we have a look at the screen, it'll go through a self-check to start with. Takes a little bit of a time, but once it goes through that, it should go straight into scan mode. But we'll have a look at that as well. While we're waiting for that to go through, these are known as sample cards. That's polystyrene. This gives you a very distinct spectra. This one is, I think that one is, let's have a look what that is. Oh, that's PTFE. Okay, so two different types of sample card, both with different spectra. If we go back to the screen there, we can see that it's past those. It goes straight in now onto the screen. So the first thing we're going to do is do what we call a background scan. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll pull the hood down here. Imagine that we're in the position where we are using the instrument in the closed position. So if you can zoom in on here, please, Sam. So we've got background, which is the end one. If we just quickly flip to that, okay, and then that relates to the end key before the help key there. So we're now going to press background. Okay, and we'll zoom in. We'll now get a background scan. And you'll see the typical scan, hopefully. There we go. So if we go into background on here, which is BACKG, it'll show us that background scan there. And you can see water, CO2, Parylene, and all of the other facets, which are all in the book. And that is a really good scan. Okay, what we're now going to do is we're going to do a scan on a polystyrene sample. So we'll open up the sample compartment. Whoops, we'll put the sample in there. That's nice and snug. Close the sample compartment down. What we're now going to do is we're going to go on to scan. Okay, so what we need to do is just press cancel. So what we need to do is select a region. So that's X. So we'll select the X region. There's an X, a Y, and a Z region. If you can just zoom in on there, Sam. X region, Y region, Z region, and that's where the background is, which we've just seen. So we'll select the X region. What we're now going to do is we'll go on to scan, and we'll do one scan, and now what you'll see is a spectra for polystyrene. Okay, that's the spectra that you would expect to see with polystyrene. This is the giveaway here. You've got what we call the 3 peaks here. You've got it down at 3000 there. So that is perfect spectra for polystyrene. So that shows you the machine is in good shape. So this is a quick overview of the machine. It's a good idea to keep it switched on at all times and keep it away from sinks, keep it in a dry environment. That's really important. Again, make sure that that you change deskants on a regular basis. I would say every 6 months, and make sure that when you take it out, you're playing a hairdryer in there at the same time that you're putting the fresh desiccant in. Okay. If you've any questions, please do give me a call. Always check as well on a regular basis the humidity card there to make sure that that's blue, and good luck, and you should have some good work done with this. Okay, thank you for listening. Any problems, give Nick a call at Richmond Scientific. Thank you.